Hey guys, good afternoon. I look a little different today. My hair's straight. I haven't straightened my hair in about 18, I think over 18 months. So it's a nice little change. My curls will be back probably by the end of the week, but it's a very nice change. I have a couple minutes before I have to go to a teacher conference meeting for one of the kids. And I wanted to come on here to kind of talk about how important I think one-on-one time is with each of your children. I know usually when I post something, like I'll post a picture of me and one of the kids when we're on our one-on-ones, and I'll put on there like I love one-on-ones, but I don't think I've ever spoken about how I really do believe is like my number one mommy advice I think that I could give. And especially now, seeing the relationship change with Isalise, with my oldest, who's 17, and I'm very happy that I incorporated those one-on-ones early on in our relationship, because I think because of that, our relationship is really strong. And even though she's going through this little, I'm becoming an adult, I'm getting to make my own decisions, there's still that, hey mom, it's you and I. There's still that there, and maybe we don't agree on certain things, but we can still be like, okay, well, I'm trying to look at it your way. The relationship and that bond is still strong enough where at least she will stop and listen, which is like great. So I'm not having what I typically hear. And again, my experience goes up to a 17-year-old right now. But usually I hear like, oh my gosh, teens are crazy, it's horrible, is the worst thing is to have a teen. And thank God, 1, 2, 3, knock on wood, that's not what I have experienced so far. It has been tough and it's changing, but God is with me, and I'm trying to do the best that I can. But I think that is there, the basis of her knowing that I want the best for her at all times and the strength in our relationship. I want to say I started incorporating one-on-ones when I had Isaiah. Isalise was 2.5 when I had Isaiah, almost 3. And I remember the first week being home with Isaiah from the hospital. He was crying, I had to breastfeed him, and Isalise wanted something. I think she wanted me to color with her or something. So I was kind of like, until that point, for 2.5 years, almost 3 years, Isalise had been my everything, So at this point, I had to kind of like divide my attention, and I was like, how in the world? Like, I don't want Issa to feel left out. Like, what am I doing? That day, to be very honest with you, I had both of them crying that afternoon, I remember. And I started crying because I was like, oh gosh, this is harder than what I expected. I started crying. I grabbed both of my little babies, all 3 of us crying, and we fell asleep. We cried ourselves to sleep that afternoon. And then we woke up and I was able to manage it. But I was like, what in the world? And that got me to thinking, especially with the whole breastfeeding thing where I had to, thank God Isalise was very independent. But again, she was used to having me, So at that point, I was like, I don't want her to feel like I'm choosing one over. I need to figure this out. So that's when I started thinking, I was like, I need to spend time just with her. I need to make a way that I could just spend time with her. And that's exactly what I did. And as Isaiah got older, I also incorporated it, spending time with him. And now, coming down to having 4 kids, it is the best thing I have, I think, ever done as a mom. If you think on it, usually when, us parents, we're like, okay, we got to provide for them. Are they doing good in school? Did they take a shower? They might, do they know that God loves them? There's so many things that you're like looking at them all and thinking, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But I believe also we're supposed to get to know them. We're supposed to love them. We're supposed to pour into them, not just do things that are out of responsibility. And that is having a relationship with them and knowing them. So taking them and spending that one-on-one time, I can honestly tell you, I feel like I'm falling in love all over again with my child. It's like I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Because I have that time to just focus on that one child. Is also a time that I could just be chill. Like, as a mom and directing all 4 in a household and who's doing what, I'm very giving directions, giving instructions, what's going on. But in those times when I have just one of them, I'm like, what's up, baby? You look so beautiful today. It's just, I'm always going to be the mom that's always there. But in these situations, I'm able to be also the best friend. and to enjoy certain things that we like together. Ileana, my 12-year-old, both of us love music, very different types of music. And when we have our one-on-ones, we're usually in the car and a song will come on and you see us like, there's like no holding back, no, we're all single, we don't care who's looking. It's just, that's our time. We blast the radio and we're just like, it could be a worship song, it doesn't matter. But any song that we enjoy together, that's our time to just laugh and enjoy each other's company and enjoy what we both like. Iselise is more of my 17-year-old. She's more, she loves tradition. We still love Barnes and Noble. She's such we're both nerds. So we'll usually go to Barnes and Noble, or we'll go to Starbucks and have a coffee, and we're both talking about, she just loves reminiscing. She absolutely loves reminiscing, and so do I. So we'll talk about stuff like that. Isaiah, he's very into, going to different restaurants and things like that. So we'll talk about things like that, talk about what's going on. Isaiah's very kind of directed. He's very, it has to be a certain way. AJ loves every type of food. AJ is super easy. And that time that I have with him is just like, and it doesn't have to be something. I do have once a month where I go out with one of them and we'll go out to a restaurant. And in that I incorporate a lot of things. Actually they take me out, literally. They pay, they figure out where we're going. I'm driving, of course, but they figure out where we're going, what we're eating, how much money do they have. They actually order the stuff for me, order the meals for us, and they figure out, so that way they can learn how to talk to a waiter or a waitress. There's a lot of things in there, a lot of lessons that I kind of incorporate, and we also enjoy each other's time. But usually my one-on-ones are going to be on the weekend when I'm grocery shopping, and if I'm going to Publix, okay, Leanna, get dressed, you're going with me. While we're going to Publix, we're laughing, we're listening to music, we're talking, we're spending that time. I come back, drop her off. Okay, AJ, I gotta go to CVS next. You're going with me. I take him. So it doesn't have to be anything elaborate where you're out the whole entire day or you're going to an amusement park just with one child. No. It could be something as simple as just going to CVS and taking a kid with you. That's it. And just allowing that time for that child to have your undivided attention. Again, I can't stress enough how much I enjoy that time with them, and how I know that has really given strength to the relationship I have with my children, to the trust that they have in me, to the love that they feel for me. They usually are going to ask for that more than anything else. Seriously. I don't get a whole bunch of lists of, I want this video game, most of the time they're like, Mom, can we just go to Barnes and Noble? Mom, can we go to the noodle place, you and I? And I love that here I have a 17-year-old, a 14-year-old, 12-year-old, 8-year-old that still want to be with me and around me and spend that time where they just have me to themselves. It's just one of my favorite things ever, being a mom, and I'm so happy that I incorporated it at such an early age with the kids, because it's our norm and one of our favorite things to do. So I kind of thought I would share that with you guys, just because I really think it is important. I hope you continue to enjoy the rest of your week.